Hey, it's Damien here from Click. Today we're going to do a quick video about an AdWords dedicated landing page. So we'll have a look at a landing page that is converting quite well. We'll talk about how we're running traffic there, and we'll look at some of the good things and bad things about this landing page and the way that people send traffic to AdWords. So let's get started. If we have a look at this landing page, as you can see, it is very simple. There's not a lot for someone to do. There's no navigation. We have our phone number above the fold. We have a form here on the right. There's some copy on the left. And then if you scroll down the page, you'll see some frequently asked questions addressed. And again, phone number at the bottom with a call to action. Collect your debts today, call this number. We have the address and a privacy policy. So it's a very simple landing page. To build this page, we're actually using WordPress, and we're using a plugin called Optimize Press. So that's a landing page plugin. It's a bought plugin, but you can probably build this with free plugins as well. You could also use something like Lead Pages to build this, or you can build it in HubSpot. Whatever system you're using for landing pages, you can do it with this. So this is one of our clients, debt collection agency, obviously, and we wanted to build them a system where they could generate leads quickly, so they could generate cash flow. And the best way to do this, we decided, was Google AdWords, because there's going to be tons of people out there typing in debt collector and debt collection services, things like that. So we went to AdWords and we created them an account. And I'll just flick across to AdWords now. And so we can see here, this is their account in AdWords, Australian Debt Collection. If we look at the previous 7 days, we can start looking at some of what they're spending and the kind of conversions they're getting. So we've got a budget of $50 a day. Over the last 7 days, we've had 41 clicks, and the average cost per click is about $5. So we're not spending our full budget. We're spending about $35 a day, and we've got 9 conversions from that last 7 day spend. So we're paying about $22 a conversion. So that, when you think about that, that's $22 per lead. Now, these leads are quite valuable because they're actually people who are either ringing this phone number or filling in the form. So what's happening there is that we're tracking conversions in AdWords. So it's very important to set up. That's one of the big mistakes people make when creating AdWords campaigns. Is the first mistake they make is sending traffic to some kind of home page that's not optimized for conversions. I'll just send them to the homepage of the website, and the person has to sort of figure out things from there. The other mistake people make is not setting up tracking. So a lot of the time when we talk to clients, they say, yeah, we've tried AdWords, didn't work for us. We just felt like we were throwing money away. So if you set up this kind of tracking, and we know exactly how many people are filling in the form and ringing this number, and then we tell AdWords exactly what a conversion is, then we can tell, if we go into conversions here, we can tell which ads are leading to more conversions. We can optimize the campaign over time. We can tell AdWords to start optimizing the ad displays for conversions rather than just traffic. So there's all these sort of things we can do, and we can also figure out exactly how much a lead is costing us. So if we look at this campaign historically, we'll have a look at that in a sec, but we can see here we've got 2 types of conversion: filled in the form or rang a phone number. And so most people are ringing the number. That's the other thing. If you don't have call tracking set up on these landing pages, then you're going to be missing a lot of data about phone calls. So we're using a system called Call Dynamics, and that's a phone tracking system. So it will generate you a 1-300 number, or it could just be a normal local number. You put this number on your website, and then anytime someone calls that number, it logs it in a system, and it tells you exactly where the call's coming from. So if I show you here the type of call that we're getting through here. Call Dynamics. Oops, sorry about that. Just put in So here's an example of the call. So it tells us an alert that the number was called. It tells us the caller ID, the incoming caller ID. It tells us the destination number. Obviously, we've only got the 1-300 number. The number it's redirected to. So the owner of this business he can just be on his mobile phone, and anyone who rings that 1300 number, it'll redirect to his mobile, and that's what we're doing. It tells us the result, how long the call went for. We can even record these calls if we want to. So if there was a sales team answering the phone, we could be recording all the calls, and then we could review them for quality purposes. It tells where the call was coming from. So this call came from Toorak in Melbourne. The traffic source was paid search. So this is one of our ads has converted into a phone call. So if we didn't have call tracking set up, we wouldn't actually know this. All we'd know is that there was a missed call. We didn't know where it had come from. But because we've got this set up on the website and linked back to these conversions, we can then see exactly where it's come from. So a few important things about the page. Look, it's just an average page. We didn't spend a lot of time setting this up. You can really go full on with this. We did actually test longer pages, and we found that the shorter page converted better. So we had a lot more information on the page and more calls to action down below. We split tested the two, and we found the shorter page just happened to convert better for whatever reason. So we've stuck with that. We put a few benefits here as bullet points. You've really got to call it out. The main things. So we tell them they get a free phone consultation. No collection, no commission. So you highlight the benefits of what they're going to get. There's nothing about us on here. We just make it all about the customer. Get your money back. Australian Debt Collection gets back your money quickly without hassles. And then in the questions, we address some of the big objections that might come about, such as how do you collect it? Are you going to go around kicking down doors? And they say, no, we've got these sort of proven ways that will collect it quickly without headaches. We can pursue legal action if we need to. Here's how it works. Here's how much it costs. So we put a bit about costs on there. So that is a pretty good overview of how to set up a basic AdWords landing page and run traffic to it, how to track the conversions. This is ideal for any kind of service-based business where people are searching on Google for it. So you could use this for a local business, any kind of trade you could use this for. I guess the ways we can improve this landing page are having a bit more imagery. So we could definitely put things on here like the person behind the business. If they were willing to do that. So you might have a photo. If it's a one-person business or someone's the face of the business, you would have a photo of them. And it just builds that connection a bit more. So when the person's talking to them on the phone, they know, I've seen you on the website. You look like a trustworthy person. That's probably the biggest improvement you could make to these landing pages. But and we don't ask for too much information. We just try and get the minimum off them, their name, their email address, phone number and amount owing. I've seen some of the competitors and they ask for way too much information, so people just don't want to fill out a lot of questions. And you don't want some big open-ended form here saying message or tell us. You just want to make a really simple thing which says we'll call you straight back. And but the interesting thing was that we found that we probably get about 3 or 4 phone calls for every form that gets filled out, which is kind of counterintuitive. I guess it depends on the industry. But people do really love to ring that number, so you've got to have that call tracking set up. So I hope that's been useful to you. Please let us know if you have any questions or comments. Okay, thanks.